My team's Craig Cheatham joining us now in the studio. He's been digging into McRae's criminal record, and you found quite a bit, Craig.
Yeah, it's extensive, Julie. In fact, it goes back about 20 years. And what we found was that beginning in 1998, McRae, when he was just 18 years old, was charged and convicted of having a concealed weapon. He was eventually sentenced to prison for that, 5 months in prison. But that just began a very long and complicated series of criminal interactions that he had over the years, including in 2003, trafficking in cocaine. He was sentenced to 7 months for that. 2006, he was sentenced to 6 months in prison. But as his record grew longer, the sentences grew lighter, which is the irony of how sentences have been structured in recent years. So in 2008, he had another drug trafficking conviction. He got community control for that. He violated it and then went to prison. And then last fall, he was convicted of trafficking in heroin, trafficking in fentanyl, and trafficking in cocaine, which brought him to 7 career felony convictions, including 6 involving drug trafficking, and he still was sentenced to community control, which many people commonly refer to as probation. So he was actually on probation at the time he is accused of shooting the Cincinnati police officer.
And on probation, not in jail or in prison.
Right.
You've talked to Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters. You've also heard from defense attorneys in town who understand how the deals are made, the room in the jail. What's the bottom line on this, Craig?
Well, the bottom line is that the prisons and the jails are extremely overcrowded. It's very expensive to house an inmate behind bars. It's much more expensive than it is for community-based treatment. In addition to that, there are many experts in the field who believe that community-based programs are much more successful in rehabilitating offenders than the programs that they'll receive behind bars. In addition to that, it's just a very expensive thing to do.
Community-based programs like what?
Meaning drug treatment in the community.
Those kinds of things.
Meaning supervision by a probation officer.
Right.
Which is typically what they get.
Well, we heard the mayor today. We're going to throw the book at him. We'll see what happens now.
Well, we'll see.
Thank you, Craig.
Thanks.
A lot of work there. Thank you.
Thank you.
For more on this story, go to WCPO.com. A lot of more details there. And